This video in particular is going to the Latin community. So war is a way of depopulation, financial gain, and blood sacrifices. That's why when somebody dies, it says, thank you for your sacrifice. So why do we need humans to kill each other? For instance, look at China, right? China has AI robots, and if AI is rising up everywhere, why are we using them to fight instead of humans? Because they need the blood sacrifices, and they need to bring our numbers down. So now, let's take the Ukraine war, for instance. This Ukraine war, these are colonizers. So you're fighting the Latin community. You're fighting a war for the colonizers, the same people they're hunting us down today. And in Ukraine, that territory, that was part of Gratatoria, Eurasia, Urabanasia. They are brothers. They're the same people. This is a stage war that they did for financial gains because they're building the new Jerusalem in Ukraine. And they needed the resources and they needed the bodies because those poor Latinos, they're there now. They're hunting them down and they're not letting them go home. They're abusing them and they're going to end up there and they're going to be enslaved there. So, and they're making fun of them and they're abusing them, and the soldiers are leaving videos because they can't leave Ukraine or Russia. So these are your colonizers. So we don't have a dog in this fight. Why are we fighting these wars? For these colonizers? These are the same people that came into our lands and they enslaved us. And you see that our people are the ones that are being hunted again. And the ones behind this system, this Khazarian system, the Khazars, are the same people that fund both sides of the war. And those are your Rothschilds, Rockefellers, the ones behind the Vatican and the House of London, this Babylonian system, the District of Columbia. That's who they are. So they're above the Vatican and they're above the House of London, England. So these are your Khazars. So they're running the system and they're funding both sides of the war, all of them. Every war is the same people. Again, so don't be dumb about it, because again, this is just to bring our numbers down and to enslave people. And when you come back sick or lame or hurt, they don't even want to take care of you. A lot of these veterans end up in mental institutions, they kill themselves, or they end up homeless. So be smart about it. You notice how the Red Cross is a safe zone? How is that? How is that? Why? Because the Red Cross is the shield of the Rothschilds. That is their shield. That is their logo. So it's a safe space. So there's a war. Anywhere there's a war, there's a safe zone, the red shield, the Red Cross, that you could go. And there's a safe zone that nobody attacks that area. Why is that? If you're in war, that's the only place that can't be touched, because that is the logo of the Rothschilds, the Red Cross, the red shield.
Salir de Cuba para Rusia. Quiero contarles que Rusia es una estafa de gobierno. Todo el mundo piensa de que Rusia es un gran país donde tú puedes salir adelante, y no es así. En mi caso, fui detenido por la policía y me obligaron a firmar un contrato para ir a la guerra, y aquí estoy. No pagan su dinero, no te dejan comunicar con tu familia, te envían a la guerra sin conocimiento. Por favor, no vayan a Rusia, latinos. Rusia es un mal país para vivir y salir adelante. No vayan a la guerra con Ucrania, no firmen ningún contrato, porque no vale la pena. Le pido perdón a Dios por estar en este lugar, pero también le pido gracias por estar.
Buenos días, soy un joven colombiano que vino a la guerra de Ucrania a apoyar a este hermoso país, a apoyar a Ucrania. ¿Qué sucede? Sucede que hace 4 días se finalizó mi contrato, me dieron la baja y ya es momento de yo estar en mi país, pero no me quieren sacar de acá, no sé qué quieren hacer conmigo. Realmente estoy muy preocupado por mi vida, por mi integridad, ya que pues acá en la Brigada 47 los ucranianos que estaban encargados anoche me empezaron a golpear, me empezaron a tirar al piso y a pegarme patadas en la cara, junto a otro colombiano. Entonces la verdad yo estoy muy preocupado sobre mi situación. Quiero irme para mi casa, quiero volver a mi país, quiero volver para Colombia. No sé qué hacer, estoy muy preocupado, no quiero perder la vida.
Whose organs do they want? Certainly from all children, but especially the people who are 16 to 30, and their life is in jeopardy. If they're unconscious and on a ventilator, they're going to get their organs. Everybody who's called brain dead has a beating heart, circulation, and respiration. Brain death is a lie, so people don't even realize it's a lie anymore. But it's been a lie from the beginning, continues to be a lie. They invented brain death mainly to get organs, but then also so they don't waste money on treating people who aren't ever going to get a job, who are just going to live and not die. And so to see what brain death is, it's primarily a way to get organs.
Just remember, Donald Trump, Pete Hegseth, is destroying drug boats, bringing drugs into the country. But he just released a Honduran drug kingpin who is bringing 400 tons of cocaine into the country. Process of elimination. They're not killing drug boats, they're killing innocent people.
Holy in Rome as the stories. They're full of holes. I put the Pope in the same place with Adolf Hitler and the other fascist Nazis. Why does the Pope wear a Jewish yarmulke? You ever thought about that? Where's the Jewish yarmulke? Why? The Vatican signed contracts with the Nazis. There were two of them. They were called concordance. Now, how many people know that? The Pope signs contracts with Adolf Hitler. Here's Benito Mussolini in the Vatican signing contracts with the Vatican. Here's the Pope bowing before a mafia. Yeah, you got to ask yourself, how come the Pope has to bow to get the square on his head? You better check this out and figure out, why does the Pope have to bow to politicians? You know, here is a red shield, Rothschild, and what do you see as a symbol of fascism?
Insidious was providing intelligence to the Mexican law enforcement that led to the arrest of a CJNG cartel-affiliated baby trafficker called La Diabla. Her whole money-making operation was centered around luring pregnant women, performing illegal C-sections, harvesting organs, and selling newborn babies. Mr. President, it's your leadership that has made all of this possible. I can tell you, in the midst of this government shutdown, our folks, like everyone around this table, are working 24/7 without pay and eager to get after this because they believe in your leadership and the mission that you have presented to them. Thank you, Mr. President. I'll hand this off to Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller, the leader of this.
Files. Does the new investigation by the Southern District of New York U.S. Attorney prevent the department from releasing all of the remaining files?
So we have released over 33,000 Epstein documents to the Hill, and we'll continue to follow the law and to have maximum transparency. Also, we will always encourage all victims to come forward.
The Epstein
Migración Colombia confirmamos la expulsión.
We confirmed the expulsion of 9 adult members of the Left Tahoe community who were handed over to the U.S. authorities. The measure was carried out following the issuance of an Interpol yellow notice that alerted authorities to 5 of the 17 children and adolescents traveling with the group who had been reported at risk due to loss of legal custody.
Desde Migración Colombia.
This one's in Thailand.
I've been to Thailand before.
Have you?
Beautiful over there.
Beautiful, beautiful.
What comes with the island?
There's a small villa here. You could practically build what you want.
There's building space.
Yeah, there's.
Do the islands come with the children, or the children imported after?
This island does have a small school. There are children.
Okay, so I didn't know if that was a stipulation.
Yeah,
what countries are near to abduct them from?
Cambodia, Thailand, Laos, Vietnam,
Philippines.
The Philippines.
Of course.
The Filipinos, you know, if they're not being a nurse, they're being your crew. Okay, so.
True.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. What age ranges?
Below 10. I don't really. This one.
Where they serve, you know, sandwiches as big as a baby's head, as big as a baby's head, as a baby's head.
Yes, and I actually was hungry, so I thought I would drop by and spend my time with you.
I want to make sure. I know that former President Clinton, your husband, is a vegan. He never says, like, you know, that sandwich had a face. That sandwich is somebody's little baby. You know, that sandwich had a face. That sandwich is somebody's little baby. Nothing like that?
He doesn't say that. What's something that you always carry with you? Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You getting information right now? Hot sauce. Hot sauce in my bag, swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I just want you to know people are going to see this and say, okay, she's married to black people.
Okay. Is it working?
Because I happen to have Hillary Clinton's purse with me right here, okay? I can report, yes, Hillary does carry around hot sauce. This is true. She does carry hot sauce. The important thing to know is that there is something for everyone. Oh, and for all you voting moms out there, you should know she always carries around.
Any comment?
No comment.
Not right now.
In November of 2009, a woman named Laura Silsby founded a nonprofit, the New Life Children's Refuge, which described its mission as attempting to rescue orphaned and abandoned children in Haiti and Dominican Republic. 2 months later, on January 29, 2010, Silsby was arrested for attempting to traffic 33 orphaned children out of Haiti without documentation.
Are some of the 33 Haitian children an American Baptist group allegedly tried to unlawfully take out of the country on Saturday.
Laura Silsby says the group paid no money for the children.
The mistake obviously we made is we did not understand that there was additional paperwork required.
Would later learn through WikiLeaks that Hillary Clinton was sent email updates from Uma Abedin and other associates regarding Silsby's incarceration and developing legal case. This was not the first time Silsby found herself facing child trafficking charges. Silsby had been caught once before by Haitian police attempting to traffic 40 children out of the country. However, in that incident, no charges were brought against her, and she was merely turned back at the border. A week after Silsby was apprehended the second time, on February 7th, 2010, former President Bill Clinton appointed Silsby a lawyer by the name of Jorge Puello. Puello was successful in getting Silsby's charges reduced to 6 months. Jorge Puello also had a colorful history with human trafficking. He was convicted of operating an international sex trafficking ring involving women and underage girls out of Central America and Haiti. Puello's wife was also arrested on the same charges. In 2011, Silsby was appointed as CFO of the software company Connexus and would later become its vice president of marketing. One of IPAW's functions is to issue Amber Alerts to the public in the event of kidnapping. The Amber Alert system was set up during Bill Clinton's presidency. In 2015, Laura Silsby married Norman Gaylor and took his last name, which is how her name now appears on the Connexus website. How does a woman who was caught multiple times attempting to traffic children internationally get promoted to the executive team of the preeminent kidnapping warning system in the country? Yzette Folger, a close friend of Clinton associate James Alefantis, gave a statement in support of Silsby during her trial. Folger is the daughter of Michael Maccabee, who coaches leaders of Nuestros Pequeños Hermanos, or NPH, a large organization that runs orphanages all over the world. Folger's son, Max Maccabee, is on the board of directors of an NPH orphanage called Friends of the Orphans, which is one of the 760 orphanages operating in Haiti and happens to be the exact orphanage from which Silsby was caught trafficking children. Curiously, Max Maccabee gave an emphatic and lengthy statement of support for Comet Pizza during a contentious neighborhood commission meeting back when the Pizzagate controversy exploded. It is also worth noting here that Frank Giustra, owner of the Radcliffe Foundation, is on the board of directors for the Clinton Foundation and is a major donor to the organization. The logo of El Pita Home, a refugee center founded by the Radcliffe Foundation, happens to be almost identical in shape and color to the boy lover symbol that the FBI declassified in 2007. Scandals seem to follow the Clintons. Their ties to pedophilia don't end there.